Welcome back, Controversy Crew, for another daily update. So today I have a story on, well, two stories. One is going to be covering uh, the increase of, the amount of people from China that's been coming into the U.S. So over 5 years, they've been here hacking our systems. No one knew about it, just been found out. Then you had an update that came from the FBI director with a warning. So just to show you the increase of the amount of people from China that's been coming to the U.S. So from January to October, which was fiscal year 23, there was 31,000. Mind you, for 1 year, 31,000 uh, illegal immigrants because they come in just through Mexico, just like everyone else, came into the U.S. The year prior, there was only I think it was 1,500. Well, it was 1,500 per year prior to for FY24. So that gives you technically from October to now there was a total of over 15,000 already that's come into the U.S. So we're going to get into this video and then I'll speak on the warning signs, just things that I've learned from over my career of things that we normally used to look for, and I'll give my spill on it. So we're gonna go and jump into this video.
Chinese hackers have been reportedly targeting critical infrastructure in the US for the last 5 years. The group is reportedly known as Vault Typhoon. The US National Security Agency, along with the cyber watchdog CISA, the FBI, and the Transportation Security Administration, revealed the hacker group has been quietly attacking American infrastructure for half a decade. The hackers reportedly infiltrated networks of aviation, rail, mass transit, highway, maritime, pipeline, water and sewage organisations.
Just this morning, we announced an operation where we and our partners identified hundreds of routers that had been taken over by the PRC state-sponsored hacking group known as Volt Typhoon. The Volt Typhoon malware enabled China to hide, among other things, pre-operational reconnaissance and network exploitation against critical infrastructure like our communications, energy, transportation, and water sectors, steps China was taking, in other words, to find and prepare to destroy or degrade the civilian critical infrastructure that keeps us safe and prosperous.
Information on the potentially destructive intrusion was shared in an official statement co-signed by Britain, Australia, Canada and New Zealand's cybersecurity agencies. The statement is the latest in a series of warnings from US officials about Volt Typhoon. The group has drawn particular alarm because it appears more focused on sabotage rather than spying and collecting data. The widespread nature of the hacks led to meetings between the White House and private technology companies, where the US government has requested assistance to track the hacker activity. Recently, the US government launched an operation to combat Volt Typhoon by remotely disabling aspects of its operation.
We are living in a highly digitized, highly vulnerable, highly connected world where, frankly, it is impossible to prevent all bad things. It's impossible to prevent disruption. So we have been working with our interagency and our industry partners to focus on that resilience, to expect that there will be disruption and to be able to continue to operate through a disruption and to...
FBI Director Chris.
So before I jump into the second video, this is where they were speaking on attacking our infrastructure. So people have this misconception that you had to, in order to fight a war, you had to occupy someone's land. That's no longer the case. That's of the past. Your civil wars, your war, which was us fighting against ourselves. But we talk about World War I, World War II. Yet someone had to occupy someone's land. So that means in order to go to war with someone like China, Russia, they would be in the defense already. So now you have to try to fight your way onto their terrain, something that they're used to fighting on. They know the whole layout. They know pretty much how you're going to attack them. But when you go talk about cyber warfare, you don't have to occupy someone's land. You take over the infrastructure. You slow things down. You shut their lights off. You mess with the water system. You know, you mess with the banking system to where people can't get no money. You shut down grids. And if you look at the cities, even with these movies, they kind of already tell you there are certain states that will get hit first. New York is one. Why? Because that's where the stock market is. That's where you look at a lot of things that drive us with money is New York. Then you're gonna have California. You have places. Then you're going to like hit Texas. You're going to hit Florida. There's certain key states that other countries look at to attack first. So you have all these people from China that's coming into the U.S. who can actually set up cells in order, which they already showed they was here for 5 years. So now you tell me you have an increase of over 35,000 or 31,000 for FY23. We're already over 15,000 already, approaching 20. We probably already over 20,000 to be honest. You know, being February, we probably over 20,000 just for FY24, which means we're already at 50% or more from of 1 year. So within 4 months, we've already we hit that 50% mark. So now you have these guys coming. You look at who's coming in. People think it has to be these young guys. No, these cells are made up of young teenagers, mid age, some older people. Because you look at the ones that's a little bit older. They're the ones who's going to be that will be in control of these particular cells. And China would say, hey, we're not funding them, which makes them NGOs, which is your non-governmental organization. So it's supposed to be people who's rogue, set up things on their own, and supposed to be acting on their own behest, but not on that of the country where they came from. So the reason I say this is, like I said before, I was in the Army. I retired 28 and a half years. I was an electronic warfare cyber officer for the Army. So there's things that we've learned to look at, things that we look at to do of, hey, if I was going to go out the country where I don't have to put people or what we would say boots on the ground, what are some things that I would do? I would just attack your infrastructure, cause mass chaos within that country, within that state. You pick states and start causing mass chaos. So now you talking about crime is going to be through the roof. People are going to be looting. Pretty much, you're pretty much just self destruction. So then that's where it comes in. Is like, hey, you have people who don't believe in the Second Amendment. No, my state shut down to where I have no water. People done bought up all the water. You see what happened with COVID? People fighting and all kinds of stuff. You see it during like Black Fridays, how people act over TVs, phones, look silly shit. Things that they fight over. Now you talking about things that they need to live, food, water. Of course they're gonna buy the stupid stuff, potato chips, no things that will spoil instead of buying actual dry goods like bags of beans, rice, things like that. They're going to buy the things that's going to go in the refrigerator. But then when I shut down your power grid for cities, or I'm doing abundant interruptions, so now you can't maintain, what you have in your refrigerator. So what happens now when you don't have anything? There's nothing in the stores. Next thing now is people is just going to start attacking people because now they need to feed their family. So now they're going to be going after other people. And it's going to be, though, if you don't believe in the Second Amendment, hey, hate to say it, you're going to be fair game. You will be the first people that they go after. So I'm going to go ahead and get into the second portion of the video, and then I'm going to go ahead and close this out.
For Ray, warning lawmakers that Chinese hackers are preparing to wreak havoc on American infrastructure.
China's multi-pronged assault on our national and economic security make it the defining threat of our generation. Let's be clear, cyber threats to our critical infrastructure represent real-world threats to our physical safety.
The FBI disrupted a Chinese state-backed effort to target water treatment plants, transportation systems, and the electrical grid across the United States. Chief Justice Correspondent Pierre Thomas has the story. Good morning, Pierre.
George, it was a dramatic hearing where the FBI director said that hacking and economic espionage from China, as you saw, is the defining threat of our generation. Chris Wray described a newly unveiled case involving hacking from China that he says portrays just how sinister that threat is. He said that China has secretly stepped up its electronic warfare, deploying what is being called the Vote Typhoon malware throughout the U.S. economic ecosystem. It targeted water treatment plants, our electrical grid, our oil and natural gas pipelines, and our transportation systems. Ray said the malware was designed to cripple our nation at a time of China's choosing. In other words, China was taking steps to, quote, destroy or degrade the civilian critical infrastructure that keeps us safe and prosperous. The FBI, working with other agencies and partners, discovered the malware and has been working to root it out of the American economic system. It's like something out of science fiction, Michael.
That sure sounds like it, Pierre. All right, thank you so much for that.
So there's nothing science fiction about it. This stuff actually happens. You know, don't think that it's not done to other countries intentionally when power grids go out. You know, they get some type of cyber attack. So, like I say, I highly recommend, you know, you can do what you want to do, but I highly recommend don't wait until the time comes when you need stuff. Get what you need now. There's things that you can store, like I said, beans, rice, certain dry goods. You can store, keep those for a long time. Even vacuum seal the bags, whatever you gotta do. You know, they keep them things keep for years, as opposed to you wait until the last minute and run out trying to get stuff, and now you're stuck. Especially you have, you know, when you have family, you got little kids and stuff. Don't worry about the damn snacks. You need to get stuff that's gonna be, you know, some things you need to survive, because there's a lot of things going on that, which is minor. You know, everybody worrying about this thing with Trump and all this stuff. You know, these, you know, he's an insurrectionist and all. It's bullshit. But this is why I feel about it. Those were adults. They chose to do what they wanted to do. As an adult, another adult cannot control what you do, unless you're in the military. Then you have no choice, or you have a choice, and you can pretty much go to jail. You know, get court-martialed for disobeying a direct order, or get you for AWOL. Rarely they're gonna put you out because that's too easy. So you're gonna do a little time. You may get a year, but those individuals they were adults. No one told him, hey, go out here to the Capitol and do this. Drag them out to the street and do this. You know, he didn't give him a directive to do it. But like I say, they were adults. They are not little kids. They're not little toddlers. You know, some people may act like toddlers at times, but they're not toddlers. So just tell me what you think down in the comments. You know, this is something I plan on keeping on top of, especially with all these people coming in and knowing that, you know, yes, we do get cyber attacks from various countries and everything else. So, like I said, just tell me what you think down in the comments, and I'll see you around.